Hello, everybody. Welcome to Chat of the Wild. In this season, we are playing through The Legend of Zelda for the Nintendo Entertainment System. In our previous episode, we completed the first 3 dungeons. We possibly collected a sword upgrade, got some rings, powered up, collected some hearts, died a few times, rewound, hit the load save over and over again. But in this episode, we're going to continue on that path with another 3 dungeons that, at this point, it's got to be just a cakewalk, right? Like, everything's just going to be easy from here on out.
Surely.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you're very kind, Jeremy.
Very foolish, actually, is the way I would describe it. So we can just go ahead and jump right into the first dungeon on this one, because really in between the way we were all doing this before, following the Zelda dungeon guide, we pretty much collected everything that we could have outside of maybe a couple heart containers and things like that. Did we have some fun maybe doing some exploring with the raft, or were we all very, very like narrow focused on getting the things that we needed and getting into there?
I think from my side, I was pretty narrow focused and followed the guide a little bit closer. Last time I followed the guide after exploring around a little bit. And this time I just wanted to kind of beeline and be really strict with it, because I think I miss things if I don't follow the guide. And so it's very helpful to just kind of stick to it.
Plenty to miss, for sure.
Oh, yeah. I love when you get on the raft, it plays the Discovery tune.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's really cute.
Because there's still only like 3 places that you can actually use the raft. We'll get an item next that I'm like, this actually feels like this is what the raft should have been. But
Yes.
It's fun when you do go up to a dock and then it just like do, and then you find a new little place.
So even though I followed the guide, there was a point when I was trying to access something that I got lost, and it kind of tricked me, and I found out it was intentional in the game. There's a section that it can just keep repeating itself. Mm-hmm. And I thought there was something wrong with my game, to be honest with you. I thought, am I playing like a corrupted thing on the Nintendo Switch Online, and what's going on?
Right. Yeah. And yeah, we'll get to that later. But yeah, there's 2 different places in this game that will intentionally make you lost. So one longtime Zelda fan should be aware of, but the one that Celeste just mentioned is kind of exclusive to this game. I don't think that they repeated anything like this for the future. But yeah, let's talk about the snake. This dungeon, for the most part, fairly simple, I feel like, especially compared to what we're going to be getting in a few dungeons later on. But yeah, good just sort of wandering around, right? Not too complicated. We do have some secret bombable areas that you can go into that... For me, I always mixed up the Link to the Past. Can you even do it in Link to the Past where you hit the wall with your sword and it makes a different noise? Or am I even mixing that up with later games?
I think you can, because I remember playing Link to the Past and going up to a wall and go tink, 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 tink.
Yeah.
Tink, tink, tink.
But this one, you do have to just sort of throw away some bombs and see if one of the 4 corners has a bombable wall. Not in the corners.
I didn't know that was a thing with other games where you could test the walls like that.
Yeah.
Occasionally, I've followed the guide, and it's told me where to place a bomb, but I've put it like a few pixels in the wrong direction,
right?
And it won't hit that explosion. So yeah, that would be super helpful.
We did talk about in the last episode that the magic boomerang. I went back for that. Because I really needed to, and I don't. Does everyone have the magic boomerang now?
Yes,
my favorite.
Very, very good. Just all the way across the map or across the screen. It's very effective. Love it.
So you guys are using that a lot, then?
Yes.
I don't think I use that very much.
Really, for like the keys and everything, because it can take an enemy out, and then if they're not in the line of fire, so to speak, but it moves if the keys moves and it's coming back, it can take it out.
Okay. Wow, I've really been kind of setting myself up for failure there, not using it. I think I've just been manually going through and trying to swing at them as much as possible.
Oh, well, this might, I can't remember which dungeon it is, but there is one where you can use the door frame, so to speak, to your advantage.
You can just stay in the door frame. Is that it, or?
Kind of. I can't remember which one it is, but they even mention it in the guide where it's a room full of keys and there are the little gargoyle statues that are firing little bursts of flames. And you can't be in the door frame and shoot out the boomerang. You kind of have to poke out, hurry up and throw it and go back in a little bit, but not too much to where you enter the other room.
Okay. Sure. I think I may have done that because I did see the instruction to hide in the doorway at one point, and felt a lot of gratitude for that because I was getting wrecked in some of these dungeons, just losing health like crazy to a point where I would use save states if I thought that I had hurt myself too much by running in and just battling it out.
Yeah. This dungeon we do come across likes for the first time, I believe. And this is where you got to be careful because they will eat your magic shield. And if they eat it, you have to go and buy a new one. Which, like, at this point, I just wouldn't buy a magic shield. I don't think you need it quite yet. You definitely are going to need it in Dungeon 6. But in this dungeon, I don't think you need a magic shield. If you have one, cool, but avoid these likes because you're going to be throwing away money having to go rebuy it again, unless you can rewind.
Can I ask, does the shield work against Gleeok's fireballs?
I think technically it should. It really works against all ranged attacks at this point, as long as you're facing it properly. The magic shield should do everything.
I wonder if maybe I lost my magic shield then and did not totally notice until
it's a pixel difference. Like you have to basically remember that the magic shield sits a bit taller. Mm-hmm. That's really it. You don't see it in your inventory, which is just it's just crazy. It's like, I mean, they did magic with this game of being able to put what they did in the NES cartridge and everything, but you don't know if you have the magic shield unless you have Link facing downward and you look and you realize oh, his shield is a bit taller than the regular shield.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to keep an eye out for that.
Yeah. We also come across Vires in this one, which these, maybe Vires have been in other ones, but not to this, not with these attributes. They look like teddy bears. And then when you kill them, they turn into a couple keys.
Yeah, I was looking them up last night because I was taking notes. I'm looking at my notes document right now. And I thought, oh, they're so cute with their little smiley face and their double eyes. And it looks like they've been in Link's Awakening, the remake. But they look like little...
That makes sense.
They look more like gargoyles. But I looked up some fan art that people have drawn. And they have interpreted them to look a lot more ferocious than how they appear in this game.
Yeah, I don't have my my encyclopedia. I was trying to do that. So when I'm laying in bed, as we've been playing this, I got the Hyrule Historia out, and I'm reading through all of that. Very little actual content about this game because at the time they just didn't, it's an adventure. You're just going on an adventure to save the day. And that's really it. They weren't too worried about lore at this time. Zelda 2, they start to add quite a bit more because they give properties to the Triforce and, a little bit more going on there. But this one, it was just bad guy Ganon, steal the thing, save the thing for the princess, and it's that's really all it is. But also looking through the encyclopedia, and yeah, you could see even in the instruction booklet, you do get some very detailed designs that make it look a lot more like 1970s Dungeons and Dragon booklet designs, as opposed to what we kind of see in the NES, where it just looks really cute and everything. I want little plushes of every single enemy in this game.
I know, especially Dodongos.
You like the Dodongos? I like the Gibdos. I like the mummies. I think they're so cute. Yeah,
they are.
I couldn't help but notice that that Dig Dog's concept art is horrifying looking. It's just a giant floating eye.
Yep. Yeah, it's very strange, very, very strange. Yeah, Pete, did you just send a picture in here? Oh, that I'm
Yeah, I did a
catching
while
up.
back
Oh, I
about
just
that.
got it now. Okay, never mind. Ignore that. Another thing we get in this dungeon is we get our first mid boss, where we get a repeat of Manhandla in the middle of it. Just you know, up the difficulty a little bit here. We have an extra boss fight, but if you've already, we just did Manhandla in the previous dungeon, so not a new strategy here. Just go in, kill the heads, bomb them if you can, all that. We do find the old man in here that tells us to walk into the waterfall at some point. So remember that later or not. It's not really a useful tip in the end.
I walked into a waterfall during my play for this, but I don't think it led me to a dungeon. Are there more than one?
No,
Okay,
it's just one, and I believe I think it's just an item shop. It's either an item shop or some rupees.
That sounds right.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
not
it was some rupees that I ended up getting.
Yeah, not super important.
I did not fight Manhandla. I used my bombs to go through some rooms. The guide said,
okay.
Skip Manhandla. I think I was just so worried about conserving my hearts as much as possible that the rooms with likes and bubbles that's where the challenge kind of starts peeking in. The likes aren't too bad. It's those darn bubbles.
Yes. They are very erratic. There's really fortunately later on in the series, the bubbles kind of have paths, especially like Link's Awakening. They ride along the walls, so you don't ever have to really worry about where you going. Go, got to dodge it. But yeah, this one it's tough, especially when you get to a room where all you need to do is push a block, and there's just a couple going around where you're like, just move out of the way, please.
Yeah. I mentioned during the last episode that it feels like they have that they can anticipate your moves a little bit. And this really solidified that for me. Every time I forgot about the bubble, or I was like, okay, I'm going to pay attention to another enemy, they would beeline to me and hit me right away. So it just feels like they know exactly what your next move is going to be and plan accordingly.
You can't hurt them in this game, right?
I don't believe so. I think because later on they do it where you can either hit them with the boomerang or sprinkle magic powder on them, and they will either die or turn into a fairy. That's the properties of the bubbles in the 2D ones later. And then in 3D ones, the bubbles become more of the floating skull that you just kill. But you can typically stun them in some way and then kill them. But in this one, as far as I know, no, I don't think there is any way to actually kill the bubbles.
Because when I was looking them up just to see what other games have they been in, I recognize them. I want to say they're in Ocarina of Time because I remember using the hook shot.
Yes, they are the skulls they have bat wings, and they're just they just float around.
Yes. Just like that, exactly how Jeremy. Exactly.
Oh, I just played a clip from it. Actually, you didn't know. They do change the what bubbles are in later games. Yeah, man,
and I'll tell you if you have played the later games, you're a little spoiled because you're thinking, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go hit this, and then it doesn't. Nothing happens.
Yes, and just totally invincible enemies in this game.
I absolutely did do that to those, and the Genie, I would walk up and try to strike immediately.
Yes, yeah. So boss for this dungeon is Gleeok. A boss that we didn't see for a long time, but then after Tears of the Kingdom, we killed a lot of Gleeoks.
Again, I was prepared. I was like, oh God, because I was reading the guide and it said Gleeok is the boss. So I was expecting Tears of the Kingdom level difficulty, and I'm happy to report it is not like that in this game.
No, but it would be interesting if as you were fighting Gleeok, if one of its heads bounced off and became a different little enemy as you were fighting them, where Tears of the Kingdom is if you take out one of the heads, the head is gone. But in this battle, once you take out one of the heads, it disconnects from the body and bounces around. But fortunately, we're dealing with just a 2-headed Gleeok in this one, and if you're really quick with it, you can just knock it out really fast.
So Pete, you have not experienced Tears of the Kingdom Gleeok, right?
Yeah, I don't think I did play some Tears of the Kingdom, but that's not ringing a bell to me. So I'm curious to see what those. They sound like a menace.
Oh, I mean, it feels, not to go off on that, but battling Gleeoks in Tears of the Kingdom, I think, is the peak of both games in terms of like feeling like you are an awesome, beast slayer. Like, it is so engaging, and it is just like one of the best designs for any of the enemies that you encounter in either Breath of the Wild, and really, like, I think any Zelda game. For me personally, I think fighting Gleeoks and Tears of the Kingdom is peak like action adventure battling. It's incredible.
Gotcha, okay. So are they random enemies that you'll encounter just as you're wandering the world?
No, not random. They are they like dragons. They have their little nests that when you find them, they're usually hiding something really important somewhere.
I see.
But yeah, Gleeoks are great. I was so glad when I saw the Gleeoks. I was like, oh, those are going to be so cool, like seeing it in the trailer. But any trouble with the battle here in NES?
No,
not totally.
No.
Just aside from, I don't think I was able to deflect or absorb any of his attacks because I think maybe that magic shield was gone. So the Gleeok fight was really just me kind of standing in front of him, hitting as fast as possible, trying to
That's what I did.
Yeah. What again? It's like the Danny DeVito meme. Just go in blazing.
Started blasting.
Start blasting. But no, this one was fun. I liked the secret room with the rupees that we were kind of mentioning a little earlier. I thought that was cool. Kind of reminded me of was it Chris Houlihan?
Chris Houlihan. Yep.
Yeah.
I ended up needing those rupees because in this dungeon I had to leave halfway through because I did not have enough keys. And I think that I started out just wandering in, hoping that I could get through the dungeon without really needing the guide, which is my foil every time with this playthrough so far. But
it's obtuse.
Eventually. Yeah. And in a good way, in a charming way. And back in the day, I would have been probably one of the people who loved discovering these little things. I just didn't realize that killing all the enemies in certain rooms would provide you a key. So that made me backtrack and go to a store, find a store that sold one, and then I was able to progress.
It's also interesting that the keys are almost like skeleton keys where they can be used in any dungeon. Is that a unique thing to this Zelda game?
Yes, they did not continue that forward with as far as I know, any other Zelda game. Because Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying I didn't think so because I think I remember. Well, not that I was like jumping around dungeons, but I couldn't remember carrying over keys.
Yeah, no. As far as I know, it is not. And I currently have 2 spare keys as I'm going through this dungeon. Because Pete, I will say what you really should be doing is whenever you go into the dungeon, don't look at the guide, but do kill every enemy in the room if you can.
Okay.
Because that will always be something that you can they'll drop a rupee, a map, a compass, sometimes open up a staircase. There's something in there, and then maybe after you've exhausted something, if you don't feel like you're getting anywhere, then definitely go look at a guide and just at least bring up a map. Like the Zelda dungeon one will show you a little map that'll say like these are the items that are in each room.
Yes. Yeah, that's super helpful.
But so we finished that dungeon. And now we're back in the overworld. Now, at this point, we, as the Zelda Dungeon Guide calls it, the final gathering, we have the ability to collect everything that we could in the overworlds from here on out, which includes the final sword upgrade. If you have 12 hearts, so we've all got our sword upgrades now, right?
Oh, yep. I have what I need. I have all 12 heart containers. I counted my hearts to make sure. I was like, do I have 12? Okay. And then the power bracelet. Oh, man.
Okay. Well, okay. I don't see the use in the power bracelet because you'll have to enlighten me on how you're using it, because I know you can access like fast travel in certain places, but I don't think the map is that big. I don't
It
actually
helped me a
mind.
lot.
Okay.
It helped me because I will walk into an area and I'm not patient, so I will try to go through the area as fast as possible, and I'll get just dinged around by whatever enemies are there. So that fast travel really helped using the bracelet.
Okay.
I wish that you could see it on Link. I wish you could see his items, like in Ocarina of Time when you can see the Goron bracelet on his arm. It would be cool if you could see the power bracelet on him here. He's getting all accessorized, and yeah, it's cool. I think I've only used it once or twice, but I'm like, give me all the items, whatever can make this journey easier.
Right. Now, in order to get the sword upgrade, we do have to go through some things, including the Lost Woods. Now, there is, if you're using the guide, the secret to the Lost Woods is just there. But did either of you actually go through the steps to find the clues to the Lost Woods? No? Okay. That's fine. I can walk us through that.
Okay.
So if you go and wander around south of there, you'll find a cave, and there'll be an old woman in there, and she'll say, "Pay me for some information." Now you have three options for how much you're going to pay her. You have to do the middle option. If you don't pay her enough, she says, like, that's not enough for anything. If you pay her too much, she says, wow, you're loaded. But if you do the middle, she will tell you the pattern of, was it northwest, southwest, I believe, is the pattern for that.
Oh, I did find her, and
Okay.
I rewound a few times because I was like, I just gave her 50 rupees and she's not helpful.
Yep. Okay, so you did go through that. Okay, yes.
Yeah.
But she just does tell you the clue, which is always the pattern, regardless. It doesn't do any kind of randomized thing there. So, if you're playing along with us, can't figure it out, can't find the lady, don't have enough rupees. Northwest, southwest is the pattern for the Lost Woods. But then, we go into the graveyard, where we do have to find a bunch of Poes in there. And I don't think you can attack some of them. I think some of them are invincible. But if you all are following the guide, you know which grave to push. But you can interact with every single gravestone. And almost every single one, when you touch it, will make a Poe appear and put a difficult enemy around there for you to fight.
Did you push all the gravestones?
No, because I knew which one I needed to go to. I knew the area, and then also, but I did push a few around it because I was like, it's up in the top corner here somewhere. But I am fairly certain that you can interact with everyone. Some of them will probably have like a rupee under them or something like that. But when you touch them, a Poe appears and a new enemy you have to fight.
Oh yeah, because after that, first one or two or three appeared, and I realized there's only one that you can actually attack and I think all the rest of them disappear after you attack that one.
Yes.
They were, I was like, oh man, I'm really curious, because normally in a Zelda game I would try to push the gravestones, but oh man, I was a little nervous.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's the first one that's on that part of the map. When you walk into it, if you kill that one immediately, like I did, then I don't think you can kill the other Poes that populate, because they're just invincible enemies. And I kept pushing the wrong tombstone, reading the guide, thinking I was pushing the right one, thinking that, oh, maybe I need to push it from the front or the back specifically to get it to move. And it would just kept pumping out Poes.
Pumping out Poes.
Are these Poes or genies?
Oh, you might be right. I think these might be the genie. I don't.
Does the genie replace the Poe? Are they two separate types of enemies?
It is genie. No, I don't. Do we even have Poes in here? We might not have Poes in this game.
Okay. Now I'm curious what the difference is. Like, I'm gonna have to go do some research of like, okay, does after you pass away, if you're a good person, do you become a genie because they're
sure,
they're like white and ghostly and ethereal, and then if you're a Poe, are you doomed?
Like, Pose will talk to you. Maybe genies will not.
Yeah, they stick their tongue out. Genies are like a little bit more mischievous. Pose, especially in certain, like the Twilight Princess version of Pose, they can look pretty scary.
Yes. Yeah.
In Ocarina of Time, does the graveyard keeper? I'm blanking on his name.
Dante?
Does he turn into a spirit?
Yes.
Yes.
Which one does he turn into?
Himself.
Okay.
He has a halo. Wait.
Good.
Did you beat Ocarina of Time, Pete?
I did.
Did you race him?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, that was a challenge, I remember.
So Dante is just an enigma.
Okay.
He doesn't conform to the other, rules of what happens to your soul when you pass in the world of Hyrule.
I guess if you tend to the dead, maybe they give you your unique designation when you're dead.
I mean, we do have Link, the spirit of Link, the hero that passes on into Twilight Princess. So there's also that there where, he turned into not quite a Staphos, but like something sort of in between. So yeah, we could do we could have whole discussions, and we should, like, in the future, definitely have more discussions on this. And fortunately for this game, they are pretty much like everything is a monster, and all the monsters were created by Ganon. That's just the rules of this world.
Cut and dry. Yeah. Cut and dry.
Put together a whole essay on the afterlife, how the afterlife works, and the Legend of Zelda series.
I mean, there's plenty of books. Yeah.
I covered it with David Geisler, Life After Hyrule, for another Zelda podcast. So if you want to talk about it again, I'd love to.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we could do some little spin-off discussions about that stuff. That would be great. But something we missed in the last dungeon, the step ladder. We got the step ladder here, which does make navigating some of the rooms a lot easier, because you can just like walk over one square of water. It does make some of the navigation a little hard, because if you're doing it in just such a weird way in a corner, you'll just be stuck on the ladder, and you have to go backwards to line it up just right to be able to continue on. But yeah, the ladder also gives us the ability to travel a lot more in this world. So that's great. But yeah, we got the magic sword in the graveyard, and that gives us the upgrade. So we have the most powerful sword now. And yeah, we can now move on to the next dungeon. Let's take a quick break before we do that. And when we get back, we will explore the lizard. Just a couple quick shout out and thanks before we continue on with the episode. First off, thanks to Haunted for editing this episode, as well as Celeste and Pete for taking the time to go on this amazing journey ahead of us. Also want to give a big thanks to Mikel for use of his music in the show. Be sure to check out all of his work, including the Zelda and Chill series and other various lo-fi cover soundtracks. Be sure to check the show notes for links to all the work from all those great people that I just mentioned. Anyways, let's get on with the show. Welcome back. It's time to explore the lizard. Like that. Well, so we just did the snake. Now we're doing the lizard. And then after that, we're doing the dragon. All kind of in the same sort of phylum of creatures, I guess, in a way.
Right.
Yeah. Interesting to jump from a lizard to a dragon. It seems like out of order. It seems like the lizard would be before.
Right.
Evolution.
Another challenging dungeon. Still not the most challenging that we're going to have in this one. But yeah, this one took me a while because, and I wasn't using the guide on this. Maybe there was a way around that. But we do have a mid-boss that is very resource intensive. So we'll get to that in a little bit here. But we also do come across the Pole's Voice, which are the little bunnies. Now, do you two know the secret of the Pole's Voice with the Famicom version of this game?
They said it in the guide, and I'm really mad that that's not a capability in this game.
Yes.
No, I don't know. What is this?
So, in the original version for the Famicom, now to describe, I have to describe the original Famicom. The system itself had two controllers physically attached to the device. So the system itself always came with two controllers. The first one has your standard button layout like what we have with the B and A, the D-pad, start, select, all of that. The second controller has a microphone on it. Now, the trick was in the game is that because the Pulse Voice have giant ears, if you make noise on the second controller, it will automatically kill them.
Wow.
But we don't have a microphone on the NES.
That's very DS kind of coded for something that preceded the DS for so long.
Yes.
That's amazing.
But for this one, they're just a little bit harder enemies that you can take out with your sword or arrows. They don't get affected by bombs. It is really just that. Now, are either of you using arrows at this point?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I used a lot of arrows, I think, for this dungeon, and then ran out of them and did not know exactly why I had run out until I read the guide, and it said that I was maybe using rupees for each one of those.
Just
spending
throwing
money
that cash.
Yeah. So I stopped using them immediately after that.
Switch to your boomerang. That is, it's the better ranged one because at least you won't actually damage most enemies other than like Keese and a few other enemies I think take some damage from it. But you'll at least stun them and it makes it a little bit easier and you're not throwing away money.
Yeah, that'll be way easier.
Yes.
Every time I would lose full health and not get my ranged kind of sword attack, I would be so bummed because it would help so much. So yeah, I really need to get on that boomerang.
Right.
Oh yeah. I don't know if the boomerang affects the Pole's voice. They're kind of tricky.
I don't think it does. I don't think it does. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, the Pole's voice are one of the harder enemies in this game. Maybe second hardest to blue Wizrobes, but we'll get to that. So when you're dealing with them, just if you can hit with your sword, if you've got a lot of rupees, if you're flush with rupees, then go ahead and use your arrows. But otherwise, try to get them with your sword. We have some Gibdos that we deal with on here, but I don't think Gibdos are really that difficult. They aren't doing the ocarina thing of screaming and making us paralyzed or anything like that. They're just these cute little guys that just dance around, and yeah, you can just hit them with your sword.
Oh yeah, like you said, they're adorable and they're very easy. And it's interesting that I think it's an Ocarina of Time. If you burn them, they become re-deads, right? Or
yes.
Is it Majora's Mask? Yeah, they're themselves. They don't show the skin beneath the bandages in here.
So are these in Ocarina of Time? Are they the ones that kind of tackle you and grapple your back in that way?
Yes, Gibdos and Re-Deads both do that, but the Re-Dead is the mummified version of a Re-Dead.
Okay, those are terrifying compared to what these are like monster mash mummies just having a dance party.
Exactly, yes. They have a cereal. Yeah, they have a monster cereal.
Yes, yes. And wait, Pete, when you play Tears of the Kingdom, the Gibdos in there.
Even more scary?
Just weird and creepy in a weird design way. Yeah.
Okay.
They've leveled up.
I'm so excited to see that.
Right. There's no question of like, oh, is this what happens when people die? It's just like, no, it's maybe what happens when something dies, but not people.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it for you, but it's they're a little intense. There's a whole section about them.
Okay.
But this dungeon also filled with a bunch of blue dark nuts. Which it's in the previous dungeon I had said that, or not the previous dungeon, but previously I had said when you're done with the dark nuts, use your bombs. Don't use all your bombs because you're gonna need all your bombs in this dungeon.
Oh my gosh! Again, the dark nuts. I think of chess, not just because they look like knights, but because they're very specific on how you can attack them.
Yes, you can still only attack them from behind. if you have full hearts, that's good because you can at least shoot your sword at them with that. But I'm not sitting at full hearts ever at this game anymore.
No, I saw your playthrough on
Yeah.
YouTube, and
I'm
that was intense.
I'm taking the deaths, if I die, I die, and we just keep going, not doing any rewinds or anything like that.
Oh,
That is crazy.
Jeremy,
Are you using potions at all?
No, because again, I'm just so I don't have enough rupees. Like I would need to do just a whole episode of just grinding, and I just don't have enough rupees. But I mean, I completed it, and it's like well, the next dungeon is the one that really got me. This dungeon was hard just because I kept running out of bombs. And I'm just like, someone drop bombs, just help me out here. And then, of course, after I do all the things that the bombs need, I find the old man that says like, hey, you want to upgrade your bombs? You want to hold more bombs? And I was just like, that would have been great earlier, but I don't even have enough rupees for what he's offering right now anyway. But yeah, so even when we deal with all of these blue dark nuts, we come across a room that has 3 Dodongos in it. So at minimum, you need 6 bombs if you're perfect with your drops on them for where they go and eat the bomb. Fortunately, even if you go and kill one and then leave and come back, well, leave that room. I think if you leave the dungeon, they respawn all 3. But actually, no, sorry. If you leave the dungeon of your own accord, they will still only be the 2 or however many you have left there. If you die and start the dungeon over, then they respawn. So that is the thing. If you time it just right and you're just like, all right, I killed a couple of them, I'll leave the dungeon and go buy some more bombs. Then I'll come back and then fight them again. But that's what you need to get through here to go and get the flute. But then even after that, you're filled with multiple rooms of dark nuts. So I died a lot. I probably died 6 or 7 times in this dungeon. I died like a dozen times in the next one. So, but this one was a lot.
I didn't even fight the Dodongos when it said in the guide that you can avoid them and just go to another room.
How?
Yep.
How? Okay, what did you do? How?
I went to the right or the left, whatever it was. I just avoided them. I just walked around them.
How do you get the flute? Because that's where you got to go through there to the flute.
But I think you can bomb one of the rooms. Like they were saying, it was the guide was saying something about you can bomb a room and you can act like it was saying like one of the options you can do that. Cause I got the flute. Yeah.
I think I ended up, for whatever reason, I had an abundance of bombs, but I could not find health to save my life. So this room really ended up being kind of almost like a nothing burger for me, because I just tossed down bombs. I didn't know that they would. I think maybe I forgot that the first Dodongo eats the bomb, but as they were just wandering around, I think I got lucky just kind of tossing those bombs down around them. So yeah, I did not know that you could bomb a wall and navigate around them. That would have been way easier. That would have saved so much resources.
Oh yeah, because I was like, oh man, I don't want to have to go wander the overworld and then risk losing more hearts while I'm in search for a potion, and then it becomes this Sisyphean task of trying to roll the boulder.
Yeah,
yes,
there is some Jurassic Park nostalgia part of me that really loved walking into that room and seeing 3 Triceratops just wandering around, which I can't not see anytime I see Dodongo. Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet. That's really cute. I'm thinking of like Land Before Time with little Sarah.
Okay, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Loved that movie too. That leaf looks delicious. I always wanted to eat the leaf that Littlefoot eats.
Me too. It's almost lunchtime. Maybe I'll eat a salad. Maybe I'll eat a leaf. No, I'm not gonna eat a leaf.
I am looking at the map now, and yeah, I see where there's a bombable wall.
If you follow the guide, Jeremy, I'm just kidding.
No, that's true. I mean, that's that's fair. I know, and this is what I want. I want us to be able to say, this is how I did it. This is how I did it. This is how I did it. And like, yeah, we're, the frustrations are great because so many people went through the same thing that I did. and that this is just the level of difficulty that they give you, and then it turns out, oh, there's a little secret that's actually the easy way through everything. It's like, oh, that they're smart little rascals for designing it that way.
Well, you're the one, you would be the hero in the story. I'd be like the evil corporate executive finding a shortcut or something. That would be.
But yeah, we get the flute here. So we have that now, and that's nice. And it is necessary for us to beat this level. You have to have this one. And yeah, we get through there and we get the room with Dig Dogger. And you just play the flute and he dies. Right? Or no, does he turn into a little eye?
Little eye.
He turns into a little
eye.
But you still only have to hit him like one time, I think, and then he just dies from that. Or maybe I dropped a bomb.
Yeah, something like that. I was absolutely delighted to put the pieces together that this whistle flute and the tune is the same one in Super Mario Brothers 3, which I that was like one of my first video games. Never knew that they were connected this way.
Do you know where else you'll hear this tune in later Zeldas?
Is it A Link to the Past?
No.
Oh, okay. Give me a hint.
It is as soon as you start the game.
Oh, Ocarina of Time?
Mm-hmm. When you turn the game on, the opening theme song is the beginning of that. I believe.
Right.
Oh,
Do we need to go and check that real quick? Hang on.
It's a slower version. And it's... Oh, gosh.
I'm going to play it here. We'll see it.
No, because the flute in Link to the Past, that's a different song, now that I'm remembering it. It's a little different. It's a little jauntier.
So it's do 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 do. Yeah, which is yes, it's the same. It's slower. Yes.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like when the flute because it starts off with some like harp sounding things, but then the flute kicks in. Yes.
Yeah. I love that intro for Ocarina of Time where you just sit on the menu screen and listen to him riding the horse with the music playing. Oh, that's peace.
It is
so
peace.
Nice.
I could use some more slow down moments like that.
When I was doing a lot of writing for my job, I would look up just 10-hour videos of being in Hyrule and listening to the sounds of it in various games. Just the birds chirping and the different sound effects that they use are so nice. Even though I don't have the nostalgia for it, it's still like, oh my gosh, I love the sound design and the at least the 3D Zelda games so far.
Yeah.
Yes. Because this game is very like the original Zelda. I find it's very it's full of fanfare. Because I mean it's repetitive, of course, with the limitations of the system, because you have the overworld theme. And then when I was in the dungeons and I'm like pausing to read the guide, my husband said, do you mind lowering it a little bit? It's starting to get a little repetitive.
Mm-hmm. All right. So that leads us into the last dungeon for this episode, the dragon. Now, this one, like I said, I died a dozen times at least, like something like that, because of the whiz robes in here. And also because I didn't have a magic shield at the time. Didn't realize it. I was just sort of like, what am I supposed to do? Because you first meet the like yellow whiz robes early on, and they're pretty easy. They take a second to appear. You know where they're at. You can dodge their attacks. But the blue whiz robes are just constantly moving, just like going through solid objects, and will just bump into you at any time and do a whole bunch of damage. I can't imagine what it's going to be like if you try to play this dungeon without the ring that decreases the damage that you take too. So yeah,
I think that's me. I don't think I bought the ring, actually.
I thought you said you got the ring at the first episode.
Did I? I can't remember if I had enough rupees for something. Maybe it was the magic shield. I'm gonna have to go look at my items because I didn't have enough money for something. Was it the ring?
There is one shop that has discounted shields. So like that's something to keep in mind. It's one that you have to burn a bush at the corner of like a forest. It's one where there's just water over on the top left corner, and then the bottom right corner is forest, and then the corner that you burn one of it, and there's a shop down there, and the guy says, man, this stuff is expensive, even though his is the cheapest shield that he has.
I'm going to have to go when I play for the next section. I'm going to have to look because I couldn't remember if it's the shield or the ring I didn't have enough money for. And I was like, I'm going to come back for this.
Yeah.
Am I playing on hard mode? Am I doing this to myself?
No. The hard mode is if you named yourself Zelda.
Oh, yeah.
Which that shuffles the locations of the dungeons. And the items and things like that. So it's the second quest. Yeah. I've never done that one. Maybe I'll do that next time I play this game. I'll do the second quest.
Ooh.
But that'll be on my own terms. Yes. Huh. Yes. That was where you got a lot of replay value out of this one for sure. So, but yeah, this dungeon is very difficult, but it's really just because of a couple enemies that will just mess you up. You'll walk into a room and you'll find a bubble. You'll find a couple wizrobes. You'll find some likes who will eat the shield that you need to deal properly with the wizrobes.
Okay. Yeah, like I'm this dungeon has me nervous for what's coming up next, to be honest with you, because like the room with the wizrobes, the likes, and the bubbles all in one, that's where I had to rewind the most on the Nintendo Switch Online. I was like, have mercy, somebody out there, please. I just want to save this princess. Please go away. Please stop.
If I remember correctly, it gets easier from here. Don't hold me to that. I may be showing up in the next episode being like, I'm so sorry. But I do know that like one of the dungeons that we'll deal with later is actually, well, let's just say final dungeon is really hard. It's one of the longer ones for sure. And then one of the other dungeons that we deal with is more, we know how to deal with it kind of thing. It's more just testing our knowledge of everything that we've done. But this one, I believe, is actually one of the harder dungeons in terms of new things that they're throwing at you. Yeah. Pete, how'd you get on?
I think I did decently. Yeah, I would get distracted by the other enemies and find that I'd get distracted by the wizrobes moving around, and then I'd be like, why am I not moving around? And then I'd look at Link and he would be covered in a like, and so I would have to just dash or strike to get them off of me before I could keep moving. But I think I learned at a certain point that whether subconsciously or consciously that I did not have my shield or that I couldn't rely on it. And so I tried to just dodge instead and anticipate when the wizrobes, especially the orange ones, were going to teleport somewhere, pop up. And I tried to kind of predict the timing on that because they don't shoot as soon as they appear. Right. They have to fully kind of phase into the world and materialize and then shoot. And so that helped a little bit. But yeah, my ADHD brain was firing all over the room, trying to pay attention to each individual enemy. And then I would find that I was absolutely covered in the goop of a like, and have to get out of it somehow. But yeah, I think I did all right. It was a big save state dungeon for me. Yes. I think I ended up dying once and found that I was really grateful that if you do die, it doesn't totally eliminate all your progress from the dungeon. Right. It just kind of maybe repopulates the enemies in each room. And
yes,
you have to kind of start from scratch for that, but not too terribly difficult. If they had put Dark Nuts and the wizrobes in a room together at some point, I think I would have had a really hard time.
Well, we got 3 more dungeons left. That combination is possible. I can't say for certain, but don't count that out yet.
Okay.
And help me. Okay, so the orange wizrobes, when they appear, they stay stationary and then shoot their magic wand. The blue ones are the ones who kind of when they appear, they're
constantly moving. So they will just be moving around the map and they will go through physical objects. They'll just like go, and as soon as they line up with you anywhere, they will shoot. So they're almost like the snakes, which are called ropes in this game, which is still that's always the funniest name to me for some reason. But the second they line up with you, the blue wizrobes will go and fire at you. So they are just like a constant threat. Like the worst is when they get close to you, is in my opinion, because you're just trying to get away and you'll be in one of those rooms that just have blocks every other space that you're just trying to navigate through that, and they're just like, yeah, I got no problem, I can just walk through all of this. But they were tough for me. And then the item that we get here, the blue wand as well, underwhelming in my opinion. It basically just does the equivalent of the arrows but for free. But I haven't really been doing arrows often.
I like it because it's free.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
I like it.
It felt vindicating.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes. Yeah. Like I also, maybe it's because I grew up on like Sailor Moon and stuff. I was like, yeah, magical girl time.
That's great.
This is just a side note, but I've been playing some Breath of the Wild, and when I ran into a Wizrobe in Breath of the Wild, I really gave that guy the business after what they did to me in this dungeon. But yeah, that wand, finding the magical wand, felt so vindicating. Of like, oh, now it's your turn. I am so excited to use this against you.
Yeah, that's. I mean, good. Yeah, I think maybe I was just like so done with this dungeon that it doesn't matter what they gave me. I was like, fine, whatever.
Oh yeah, I can understand that. Oh yeah, the Wizrobes and later Zeldas,
they're silly,
punchable faces.
Yes.
Not that you can punch anything. Oh, well, kind of. In Tears of the Kingdom, but that's
sure. Yes.
But I'll save that for But okay, can we talk about the potions though? Because it kind of messes me up because I always forget you have to, because in other Zelda games, which I've played before, the red potion is use it one and done, it's your health. A blue potion is health and magic usually. Mm-hmm. But in this game, you want a red potion because you can use it twice. You drink it once and then it becomes a blue potion, which does the same thing, but you don't have any magic meters that I've encountered anyway so far, unless that comes later.
Okay.
That's what I learned too, is that I had a red potion, I drank it, and then it looked like the bottle was still in my inventory later on. And I was in a really tough spot. I think I had one full heart or maybe half a heart in a dungeon. And I was just praying for a fairy to drop at some point or a heart, and I was not getting any luck, and went and used what I thought was the empty bottle, and it filled my health all the way up. So I was very happy that was the case.
If you are using bombs, let's say, and you exhaust your bombs, the game will just automatically switch to your potions. So I found myself accidentally using a potion, which was not cheap.
No, they're like 140 rupees for the nice potion.
Yeah. So next, when I go back and play, I will need to do some grinding, get some rupees. I want to get more bombs, and I want to get me some big potions, and I'm going to keep an eye on what's in my inventory before I go and press the button. That's on me. It's on me. But
it's so easy to do.
Yes.
And I will say with the magical sword, the Lionels are nothing as well. Because I was going to grind as well to get more rupees to buy potions. And I was like, Lionel, oh, you thought you were so tough.
Right. With the Lionels being the peak enemy in Breath of the Wild. And then here it's like, they're not that much different than any other enemy in this game, honestly.
Right.
So we have our blue wand. We are making our way into the boss, which is Goma, which if you find the old man, he will tell you that, you can use your arrows. You got to hit him just right in the eye for maximum damage. There is a little clip of me having one heart left, going into there and just being like, okay, this was after a dozen plus attempts at this dungeon, starting all the way over again, spending an hour plus just on this one dungeon, just trying to get it just right. And fortunately for me, I switched to my arrows, single shot forward, hit him, dead, done. So that was good. What about you two?
I was impressed with your feat of that.
It was just luck. Yeah.
Oh man. It took me a little bit because Goma's doesn't leave its eye open very long.
Sure. Yes.
Same here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And without the magical shield, I think you are far more susceptible to its attacks. And so I kept getting hit over and over again, just trying to wait for that opening with the eye. And the guide will tell you that it's one of the easiest bosses in the game, but I did not. I actually struggled with this one maybe more than some of the other ones.
I inadvertently did like the speed run tactic, right? Like I got into the room and moved exactly where I was supposed to and fired the arrow at just the right time before he really did any animation. So yeah, if you know what you're doing, yeah, it can be the easiest one because you can have it done in like a fraction of a second. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, you've got like an actual battle of watching him move around and timing it just right and everything. But yeah, we all finished that. We get our other Triforce piece. And we're ready to go back and do some more exploring. But that'll be it for this episode. For our next episode, we are going to finish this game. You've got dungeons 7, 8, and 9, with the last one being up in Death Mountain, to go and finish the fight against Ganon and saving the land of Hyrule, or at least this small section of Hyrule that is in trouble right now. But go and collect some more hearts, get powered up, finish the game, and then we'll be back here and talk about it on Chat of the Wild.